to the Apartment 6 podcast. I'm Jess.
And I'm Marissa.
And we're back together.
We have not done this together in a long time.
I feel like I didn't even I got used to being like, and I'm alone today. Even though you didn't end up hearing my solo episode that I recorded last week because I just was like, I didn't feel like it was that great. But we're back. It's currently June 20th.
Father's Day.
Father's Day.
Father's Day.
And we're recording this in the afternoon, having a little coffee chat.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have some coffee, some iced coffee. And we're just going to chat about our last few weeks. So, like, you heard Marissa talk about Memorial Day weekend, but you didn't hear from me because I was gone.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're going to kind of start back there. But first, let's get into our
roses and
thorns. Marissa, what is your thorn of the last week?
my stupid old thorn is just some stupid old feelings about stupid old boys.
I was not expecting that.
Well, I went on a date and it went well, which, speaking of not expecting, I wasn't expecting that because I feel like I haven't had a date go well in a long time. But it did, and then I felt invested, and then that meant that I was scared and nervous and stressed out. And yeah, the person that I went on a date with happens to not be the greatest texter in the world. So there were just a lot of like panicky moments this week of me being like,
what if he listens to this?
Hey. No, I don't care. I mean, I did tell him I had a podcast, so maybe by some extreme investigative skills he could find it, but he doesn't like follow me on Instagram or anything.
We don't need to live our lives by what ifs.
Fear. Yeah, no, because I was invested in something, then all of a sudden I had like something to lose and like something to be afraid of. So I just hate feeling like that. I just like had those moments this week where I was like, oh my God, does he even like me? And like, oh man, like I found someone I like and maybe it won't even work out and maybe he won't even text me. Maybe he's going to ghost me. Like all those like stupid things we go through in dating.
Mm-hmm.
But feeling better this weekend and hopefully good things to come. One can only hope.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
My thorn of the week is just, so I was telling Marissa just now, I was like, okay, I'm trying to think of like what emotions I felt this week and like what would be like what's like the most negative emotion I felt this week. And I feel like it was just overwhelm. I felt overwhelmed with work mostly. I just have like a lot on my plate, like short term and long term. Like there are like certain like projects I'm working on that I need to really like pick up the pace with. Lots of like little things that it's like, oh, I should get that done. And then there's also like the short term stuff, which is like today I'm writing this, today I'm editing this, today I'm publishing this. And it's just been like some growing pains of like taking on more work and trying to sort of sort that out and figure out like time management and like what is working for me and what I'm doing right and what could be better at. So just like feeling overwhelmed, but also it was like nice because like I had 2 days off this week. So it was like I felt overwhelmed. I think partially having the 2 days off made me feel overwhelmed because I was like, oh no, I have so much to do and not enough time. But it also was like a good reminder of like I would get overwhelmed and then it would be like, now you're going to take a break for a day. So yeah, that was my thorn. What was your rose of the week?
The obvious answer is just I turned 25 and had
hooray!
A really, really nice collective birthday time. I feel like I did the most this year that I ever have, like with different pockets of people, and I just had like multiple events this year. Like, I feel like I'll often
Events.
see people on Instagram stories be like, keeping the birthday week celebrations going. They're like going to dinner like all these different nights, and they're like, it's still my birthday week and I'm doing this and I'm doing this. So that's how it kind of felt for me, because there were like multiple things that I did to celebrate this year, which I'm sure we'll get into when we kind of catch you guys up on the past few weeks. But yeah, just it's funny because I distinctly remember last year on the podcast being like, my 24th birthday was the best birthday I've ever had. And I told Jess on my birthday, I was like, my 25th birthday is the best birthday I've ever had.
Well, what makes this one different? Like, just the fact that you had multiple things?
Yeah, I think it was just like, not only was it as good as last year, it was just more. It was just like the happiness and like fulfillment that I felt last year, and more, with like more people and more opportunities of like things to do, because obviously COVID is in a different place this year than it was on my birthday last year. So yeah, just like bigger and better for 25, man.
Yeah.
Feeling good.
Yeah, my rose was also celebrating your birthday. Like, there wasn't even, like, it was just, I don't know that it was like necessarily any one particular thing that we did. It was just like having things to do that were fun, that were only for pleasure, only for like your enjoyment, our enjoyment, like, you know, like taking the time to just like enjoy the days, like taking the days off of work, going out, eating food we wanted to eat, grabbing coffee when we wanted to get it, going in shops, walking around, you know, just seeing, you know, friends, sitting on the baseball field playing games, like just like doing whatever felt
It's lit.
good.
Yeah, I think
fun.
We're both people who like things that feel special.
Yeah.
Like days that feel special and like out of the norm and stuff. Like we were talking recently about how like in school, when there are days that are like different than the normal school day.
Yeah.
Like, we were talking about field day and I was like, I didn't like having to do activities, but we both agreed that like it's so nice to have those days where it's like you're breaking from the norm.
love going to bed excited for the next day.
Yeah. Just that feeling of like something special happening.
Yeah, and I think that like you don't feel that every night. Like you don't go to bed every night excited for the next day.
If you do, congrats.
No way.
Because that's amazing.
If you do, you don't. Like
you
there's
do,
no way you
you're
do.
Excited for breakfast.
Yeah, okay.
Sometimes I go to bed excited for like breakfast.
Yeah, I go to bed excited for like, maybe like my morning coffee or breakfast or whatever. But like there's no way that you just like go to bed excited every day like, I can't wait for tomorrow. Like what will tomorrow bring? Like
that would be a good mindset shift though.
True.
To try to do that.
Like I don't go to bed dreading the next day either, but I don't like, I'll pick out like, oh, I'm looking forward to that, or that'll be good or whatever. But like this was just like going to bed excited for like what was to come.
For fun times.
Yeah, I'm yawning. But yeah, I love having things to look forward to. So like this week was really fun because I had like multiple days to look forward to.
And now it's over and we're sad.
What a come down, you know?
Oh man.
We were on the high, chasing that next good time.
And now we're miserable. No.
It's just funny because like we didn't like do anything like that crazy, but we're like, yeah, like we're like really.
I know. Well, like I said to you,
we really had a great time.
We were like talking on my birthday about like how good of a day we were having. And I was like, we could make this happen like any day.
I know. I turned to her. This was on Wednesday. I turned to her. We were sitting on a bench and I was like, I'm sad today is over. And it like wasn't over yet.
No, you were like, I'm sad the best parts of today.
Oh, yeah. I was like, because we were basically like at that point just like getting ready to go home, and then we were gonna like sit on the baseball field for a bit and play games, but I was like, the main event of today is over and I'm sad. And you were like, it's my birthday. And I was like, that's true.
You were like, I'm sad your birthday's ending.
Yeah, I was like, but
like,
I share in the sadness. I needed you to know that. Yeah, I just love having things to look forward to. We need to plan things to look forward to. All right, let's get into the last few weeks, a segment called The last few weeks.
My voice went so low.
Yeah, that sounded really low.
The last
TLFW.
Whoa.
So it all started when Marissa left to go home, and
True.
I recorded an episode. That feels so long ago now, doesn't it?
does.
That was
Probably
the beginning of
like a month
May.
Oh, so more than a month ago. Probably like 5-6 weeks ago.
It was like second week of May, baby.
Yeah.
It was right after, because we had gotten our wait reset. We had gotten our second shots on May 8th.
Oh yeah.
We were gonna be, so we got our second shots on May 8th.
Yeah.
I
was home in the apartment for a full week after, and then the weekend after we got our second shots, I went home.
Yes. Okay. That kicked everything off. So then Marissa went home.
It's like a month ago.
And you heard me record an episode called The Relationship Quarantine Killed.
Mm-hmm.
Then I went home on May. Oh, wait, no. Then you came back. We had a week together.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't record an episode.
Yeah, well, like I came back on a Sunday. No.
Okay, maybe we
Wait,
didn't.
did we?
I don't know.
No.
I really don't remember.
No, we didn't. We didn't, because like I came back on a Sunday, and like you were out, you came home, we like caught up as pals do, not recording a podcast, just talking.
Yes.
And then we were just both home for the weekdays.
Yeah, we just had a normal week.
But then like we both went away places on that Saturday. So yeah, we didn't record.
Yes. Then that Saturday, which was May
Late
29th, I got on a bus and went to New Hampshire, and I spent a week at home. Recap my week. Okay. Yeah, so it was my brother's birthday weekend. So I went up, oh my God, I keep yawning.
I, we, he, she, wumbo.
I like bopped around with my mom. We went to some shops. We got lunch, got our nails done, blah, blah, blah. And then my brother came up and we did like a birthday dinner for him. My dad had made all of these copies of home movies and given copies to my mom. And so we like were watching those every night. That was so fun. We had some great meals at home. And my mom, I was working that week. So my mom and my brother went out and like did some things together. They went like to some antique shops, got lunch on a lake, blah, blah. I was working. And then basically like we just like then my brother left because he had to go back to work. And I just kind of like spent the rest of the week like hanging out with my mom, relaxing, working. And then I came back here, and in the meantime, Marissa had gone to Maine, recorded an episode, had a normal week here alone. Did you get up to anything good? I don't remember.
Yeah, let me think. It was Memorial Day week, so like I was off on that Monday, and as you will know if you listened to my solo episode, I was supposed to still be in Maine on that Monday, and I wasn't because we didn't stay
Right.
in our treacherous Airbnb. But the same friend that I went to Maine with, we were like, well, we were going to spend this time together, so we should still hang out on Monday.
Yeah.
So she came over on Monday and we watched a movie. And then the rest of the week, I didn't do anything big. I saw that same friend again on that Friday for a drink. Actually, I was joking with her that I was like, I am living an existence this week where like you are my only friend, because she's like the only other person that I saw.
Yeah.
Like I didn't socialize with anyone else the entire week. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't see anyone the entire week. I only saw her. So I was like, I am living for you this week.
I like when you were gone, I had like a crazy week where like I saw friends from home came to Brighton and we hung out. So I saw like a few friends from high school. Then like I went on a date. I saw like coworker friends. Like it was crazy.
Oh, I did. I got my hair cut one of those nights.
Yeah.
I did like something. Yeah, I got my hair cut. And it was actually a really nice haircut.
Yeah, I love it.
Like it wasn't just
fan.
a little baby trim. Like it actually like added some pep to my step. So yeah, that's what I did that week. Forgot about that.
Yeah. And I was home all during that, and then my mom and I came back here and literally like switched off with Marissa because she
Ships
left
in the night.
She left like Saturday morning,
Yeah.
and then like we arrived Saturday evening, and we had like done some errands in the suburbs and then came here. Went grocery shopping, and then the next day we went and saw my mom's. Wait a minute, Marissa, I really feel. Oh no, it's because I recorded a solo and then didn't post it. I was like, I talked about this.
Oh. Did you tell them about how you got stranded in a Target?
No. No, okay, should I talk about that?
Yeah, I think it's funny.
Okay, so that Saturday, before my mom and I, this is the Saturday where we were ships in the night, Marissa was leaving and we were coming home. So my mom and I planned to make a stop in my hometown of Wilmington, Massachusetts. And the reason we were going to do that is honestly to stop at this one store and get marinated chicken for dinner.
Chicken trip.
Yeah, you know
chicken trip for chicken strips.
So that was like it. But in the meantime, my mom desperately wanted a haircut. She also wanted her hair colored, but she desperately wanted a haircut. She was like so sick of her ends. They were like driving her nuts. And like she felt like her hair kept tangling, but her salon couldn't fit her in. And she was like, well, then I'm going to go somewhere else. And so we like I was calling every place. Like I was calling like any place I could think of in like Boston, Watertown, whatever. And then I called the Supercuts somewhere. It was in North Reading. And so they were willing to take her and give her a cut and color. So we stopped in North Reading. I dropped her off we drove there, and then we like swapped seats, and I was like, okay, I'm going to go run my errands at Target. I like had some stuff I wanted to get for the apartment, like some bulky things, paper towels, toilet paper, things like that it was like, let me do some errands while we have a car. She's like, okay. So my mom got a new car in January, and it has like those keys where like you just
like a push to start, right?
Yeah, it's like a push to start engine, and you just like need to have the keys like in the car, like nearby the car. So like we had never stopped the car. Like she like pulled over in front of the place, and like we just swapped seats, and then she went in. So I drive away and drive like 10 minutes down the street to Target, and I stop. I shut the car off, and I like lock the car from the inside, because that's what I normally do. I just like hit the button on the door.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I have the door open, and I'm kind of like out of the car, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I don't want to forget the keys, because I'm so used to like having where you have to turn the engine off and then you're holding the keys. So I was like, oh, I don't want to forget the keys. And I go to look in the car, and I'm like, there are no keys. And so I was like, oh shit. And so then I was like, all right. So I sit back down in the car and close the door that's already locked. And I call my mom, and I'm like, can you confirm that you have the keys? And she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like they're in my purse. I never took them out of my purse, because she doesn't need to. She just needs to have them in her purse in the car. She's like, I didn't even think of that. I was like, well, I already shut the car off, so I can't turn it back on and come and get you. And she was like, okay, how about you taking, like at this point, she hasn't started she had arrived like 20 minutes early to her appointment. It was just like we didn't have enough time to like do the Target run first, but then we didn't have anywhere else to go, so we were like, all right, you're just gonna like be there early. And so she was like, well, it's too late for me to like come to you and give you the keys. Like they're squeezing me in, so like I don't want to like then be late.
And she was desperate for this haircut.
And she was friggin' desperate for the cut and color. So she's like, why don't you Uber to me, get the keys, and Uber back? And I'm like, okay, I hate this, but okay. So, and I'm in the Target parking lot. Like I can go into the Target. So I was like, all right. I pull up Uber on my phone, and then I get out of the car. As I open the friggin' car, because it's locked from the inside already, the alarm goes off. And I can't shut the alarm off because I don't have the keys. So I'm inside the car pushing things, trying to figure out, like, is there any way I can signal to the car,
hello,
stop,
I'm here.
like, stop doing this.
Yeah.
There's nothing. Like, there's nothing you can do to, like, get the alarm to stop. And when have you ever been inside a car when the alarm is going off? Because it's fucking loud.
I know, it's loud enough, like, across the street.
Yeah, so I'm like, this is like igniting my panic. This is like igniting my fight or flight.
That's a lot.
But it's less like panic. Like, I'm not like, oh my God, I'm going to have a panic attack. I'm more like, I'm going to obliterate into nothing. Because I just
like
feel
your senses being like,
I feel embarrassed. And like, so, you know, of course, like, everyone hates the person whose car alarm is going off, right? So like, there's like people coming out of Target and I'm standing next to the car that's blinking and they're like, dumb bitch, like, you gonna turn that off? Like, what's going on? And so I just like, I'm standing there and I like call my mom again. At this point, I looked at Uber and it was gonna be like 25 minutes. Like, it was like finding an Uber in the suburbs. It was like, you're gonna have to wait and it's gonna be like 25 minutes. Like, you'll get to the place in 25 minutes. This is a place that I just drove to like in under 10. I was like, okay, and then I'm gonna have to like get another Uber. Or my mom was like, just tell them to like wait for you. And I was like, yeah, but then like, I don't know if they're like gonna be willing. Like, they should be, but it's like, can they start like a new
right?
They
like
have to.
ride,
They would need to start a new ride and everything because I don't want them to not get
that's
paid.
actually an interesting side point, like that you can't request a round trip on Uber.
Yeah, well, they don't really expect you to just be running in and running back.
Yeah,
but like,
true.
I just, I don't know. I was kind of like, oh, and so I call my mom again. I'm like, Mom, I'm not gonna be able to get there for like 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, what if I just go in Target? I was like, the car alarm will stop eventually. It has to. Like, at a certain point, it stops doing it. So I was like, I'm just going to go in Target. You Uber to me when you're done. Like, we'll just do this like a one-way Uber.
Right.
And I'll just kill the next like hour in Target. So then I was stranded in the Target for like an hour and a half. Because like, and like I got my errands done. You know, the first like 45 minutes are fun. It's like, okay, I'm in Target. Like, this is fun. I'm having a good time. I'm trying, you know, well, I didn't really try any clothes on, but I like put a jacket on. I was like, how does this look? I like put on some sandals. I was like, oh, these are cute. You know, I'm perusing the makeup. I'm perusing the home decor.
Yeah.
First 45 minutes are fun. The last 45 minutes were not so fun. I was tired. I was like leaning on my cart.
I asked you if there was a Starbucks in that Target for you to sit in, and you said yes.
There is, but I didn't
and you
realize.
never sat there.
I didn't want to get anything from Starbucks, and I didn't know. I don't know if there were actually, if I could sit because of COVID. So I was like, I don't really know what's going on. And then I'm starting to get panicked because I have like my laptop in the car. And Marissa's entire bag of birthday candy that's melting. And I'm just like
you
starting.
You texted me and you were like, there are things in the car that I really don't want to be sitting in the sun. And at the time I had no idea.
I know, but I was like,
bag of candy.
I was
for
like,
me.
she'll get this eventually. So I was like getting kind of like, I don't like this. This isn't good. I was also like feeling like I unlocked the car when I was in the car to then be like stop, like trying to get the alarm to stop going off, but like that didn't work. And then when I tried to relock it to leave the car, I didn't think it locked. So I was like, oh my God, is the car open? And like, I have a laptop in there. I all of a sudden was like, I'm getting nervous again. And I just, and so I had like a cart full of stuff and I decided to walk outside just to check on the car. I just like needed the peace of mind. And then I see my mom roll up in an Uber.
With her beautiful new hair.
An hour and a half later. And in the meantime, we'd been texting and she'd been like, they're just blow drying my hair. I was like, you went for the blow dry?
That is my favorite part.
Because I had said to her, like, when she was driving, so I was calling the salons for her. And they were like, well, does she need a blow dry? And I was like, no, she doesn't need it. Like, it's fine. And I said to her, like, are you fine, like, getting rid of the 20-minute blow dry or whatever? And she's like, yeah, that's fine. I can blow dry my hair at your apartment. I was like, okay. She fucking sprang for the blow dry.
So, you're like stranded and she's like, yeah,
I'm in Target. I'm texting her. I'm like,
I love that.
I'm like, Mom, I'm fading fast. Like I was and she was like, yeah, I'm starving. She's freaking starving. And she's sitting there getting her hair blow dried.
I love that so much.
And she like is,
man.
Oh my gosh. She ended up like, I think the whole thing only cost her like, I don't know, like somewhere between like $75 and $100. And she tipped them $50 because she was like, you did me a solid today.
Thanks, Supercut.
But so, and her hair came out beautiful. I really, really liked it. So no knocking on Supercuts, but it was just funny because she pulls up and she's like not getting out of the Uber, and I'm going up to the Uber and I'm like knocking on the window, and the Uber guy's like, "Who's that?" And then my mom's like, "Oh, hi, Jessie," and like whatever, and the Uber driver's like, "You know her?" Because I like came up to the Uber and started knocking on it, being like, "What are you doing in there?"
Yeah,
And she was like, so I opened the door and she's like being like, "Okay, so I'm tipping you now on the app. Are you getting it?" Like, blah, blah. And they're like, she's like, "This was a great ride." Like, they were like friends.
God,
I was like, "Oh my God." And I'm like, "Mom, get inside the Target right now." And because at this point, I left my cart in the Target. I hadn't paid yet. Because she also was like, "Well, let me use my Target card so you save 5%. I was like, "All right, well, then get in the damn Target." So we like get in the Target. And then like, oh my gosh. So then we pay, and then she's like, "I'm starving." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay." So then we like order Cheesecake Factory to the apartment. It was quite the day. And then the next day we went and saw her aunt in Weymouth, and then we saw my cousin who also lives in Weymouth, and then she left that Monday after almost getting the car towed, and then we are literally like such a handful. And then I just had a good rest of the week. It was that part of the week was great too, but just I had a much more relaxing part of the week. So that was my endeavors at home.
Oh my God.
And then Marissa came back.
Well, so I was home that week that you were home alone. We just were doing a dance back and forth of who was home and who wasn't. But yeah, so I did another week at home, a second week at home. Because the first time I had a dentist appointment. That's why I had like awkward weeks of time home. But yeah, so I think that Saturday, which is like, if we're matching up timelines, Target Day, Stranded in Target Day for you.
I was texting you, and I sent you like a haul from Target.
Yeah.
I was like, and here's everything I'm buying for the apartment.
And I also was out with my mom. We were probably in Target at the same time. Yeah, we did like a suburban like shopping.
Your mom was like, "It's too bad they don't live near us. We could help."
I know.
Well, I'm stranded. My mom's stranded.
It's true. Like,
she's got the keys. I've got the car.
And we were like nowhere near each other. Like, you were north of Boston and I was south of Boston. But
Marissa and I live like a solid like 2 hours away from each other.
Yeah, but if we lived closer, we definitely would have.
Well, that was like where I grew up, but I guess I don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
but
we grew up 2 hours away from each other.
Yeah. So yeah, my mom and I were out, and then on Sunday I reunited with my friend Paige.
Friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod for sure. I was so excited to see her because I hadn't seen her in a year and a half. The last time that I saw her, and you saw her, she came here to Boston and like spent a day here.
That's crazy.
I know, and that was December 2019.
Yeah, that's crazy that you haven't seen her.
I know. Well, we FaceTimed a few times and stuff, but yeah, that was my first time seeing her in person. And we had like such a good day. We like spent like 2 hours in a plant store, just like walking around being like, "Oh yeah, I've had that type of plant before. Here's my experience with it." Like, "Oh, I've always wanted this type of plant." Like, it was a very like plant lady morning. And then we got lunch at this restaurant in Pawtucket called Garden Grill, which was all vegetarian, and oh my God, it was so good. We split vegan nachos, and the vegan cheese on it was like the best vegan cheese I've ever had.
Better than what's in the Veggie Galaxy mozzarella sticks.
Okay, you're right. Those are the best.
That's what when you say like
best
really
vegan
good
cheese
vegan,
I've ever had.
Like, speaking of like really good vegan cheese, like cheese that you'd be like, how in the world?
Yeah, no, you're right. The Veggie Galaxy mozz sticks are like sublime.
Better than regular mozzarella, hands down.
Oh yeah. Because
you don't like worry about. It's just like,
it's like melty in your mouth. But this cheese was really like melty like that too. Honestly, I wonder if they used the same cheese, and that's why it's like they're both
Veggie Galaxy's
so good.
Violife, right?
Maybe, yeah. So maybe this place uses Violife too.
I don't know why I think that, but I do.
But it's funny because the restaurant was right next to this vegan bakery that I've loved for a few years now. And I was like, this amazing vegetarian restaurant was right next to it this whole time.
What's the bakery?
The bakery is called Wildflower.
Oh, okay.
And it's all vegan and like some gluten-free too. And they have like smoothies and juices and coffees, and the combo of the two is like all-star combo.
Is this the place you and Maddie went? And
yes.
You got me, or Maddie got a brownie for us or something?
Yes.
I don't remember.
Yes. It's like, Pawtucket is such a funny place to have like cool, hip, vegetarian places like that. Like, it's not really like a hip, trendy place at all. So the fact that those two exist is like, they're like and diamonds in the rough. Yeah. So that was so nice, and like it was just so good to have this like normal day with my friend.
Yeah.
And then that night actually was the start of my birthday celebrations that lasted like 2 weeks, because my parents, we wanted to do like a dinner, just the three of us, for my birthday. And timing wise, because like my dad has like a part-time job now where he's working odd hours, and we like had plans to have like family over the next weekend, so there wasn't really another time that we could have like done it. So even though it was like a week and a half before my birthday, we had our like birthday dinner for me, and we went to this place called Tortilla Flats in Providence, Rhode Island, which is where we went for my 21st birthday. And like I brought you there, I brought like other friends there.
Yeah, we went for your 22nd birthday.
Yeah, I guess I love it for birthdays. But yeah, it's always funny because my mom never like gets drinks or anything when we're out, but like she does there. She like got a little tipsy. It's always like funny to see. And the food is like so good. So that was great. And then throughout that week at home, I had like a couple of days off, and my mom took a couple of days off, and she was just like on the hunt for some decor stuff for our living room, because we had some like burgundy decor stuff in it that she wanted to like take out and sub in with like gold and like blue. Like she was like changing her little like color scheme. So we like went to all the different like home stores for stuff. And then that Saturday we had my family party, which we haven't had in a few years. Like you went to the last one that we ever had, which was a combo birthday and graduation from college in 2018. Mm-hmm. And it's just nice to have both sides of my family come together, because I'm the only reason that they ever do. Like I never see those two sides interact with each other. And like my mom's parents speak Portuguese. I mean, my vovô, my grandfather, definitely can like get by with English fine, but my vovô is like a lot more broken and it's harder for her. So it's just really cute to watch both sets of my grandparents try to talk to each other. Mm-hmm. Like especially my two grandmas. Like my vovô just does a lot of like nodding and giggling. She like but it's just cute because like you can tell she's having a good time. She just can't they can't have like a full-on animated conversation, but like the vibes are still nice.
Strong vibes.
Yeah. So that was good. And then the next day I just came back here, and that ended our stretch of one of us being home and the other being here.
Yeah, I do have plans to go back up to New Hampshire in July.
Yeah, and I'll probably go home in like late July or something,
but we don't have like, they're kind of like nothing is definite right now. Like we're here until we're
here. Yeah.
But for a while it was like we knew, okay, there's going to be a month where we're just like back and forth.
Like tennis balls.
Yeah, like, and I only went home once, but just it was the fact that you went home twice in a different, and they were like
alternating.
Yeah. So it was just, and not even alternating, because it was like a weird stretch of time where there was like a week in there where we were just like at the apartment like normal, but it was like we didn't have any weekends.
Yeah.
Like you were like gone the weekend before, and then like came back. We had just the weekdays, and then I was gone, so it was like we didn't like have time to record a podcast and like do things for it. So it was just like a funny time. a good time, some might say. So then this week was birthday week. Do you want to get into what we did for your birthday?
Yeah. We both took the day off from work. We played hooky.
It was a Wednesday.
Yeah, we took the day off, and we have enjoyed trips to the Natick Mall in the past because there's the mall that it's like a big mall that has like all the stores we love in it, and then there's a plaza across the street from it that also has all the stores we love in it.
Yeah.
So if we feel like really doing like a down and dirty shopping day, that's the place to be.
Yeah.
So I was like, that sounds nice to like just have like a full girls shopping day. Like it was a gals day. So I like woke up and there's still some remnants of it in here, but Jess had like arranged balloons. We have like a happy birthday draped across our window. Actually, if you check out our Instagram, I think Jess posted a pic of me in front of the arrangement to the feed. So yeah, that's always like just a good way to start the day. And yeah, in like mid-morning we left for Natick and we got coffee. We shopped around until we dropped and got really hungry. And then we got lunch at the Cheesecake Factory, which is always a glorious thing to do. Yeah, just like delicious food. I mean, we were really hungry. I was laughing with Jess because I feel like I had such a warped sense of time for this day. Like normally I do the opposite where I think that we have less time than we actually do. And then like there's more time that I'm either like way too early for something or like I'm ready too early or whatever, and then I just have to wait. Yeah. But it was the opposite with this day where like everything moved so much faster than I thought it would. Mm-hmm. So then it was like, I don't even know, like 1 or 2 by the time we had lunch. And I thought it was going to be like noon.
Yeah, it was like 2.
We were so hungry. It was so funny. Our waitress would like walk by us and we'd like make faces like, aw.
We were... Oh my gosh. Like I was like shaking with hunger.
I know.
By the time
because we didn't. Oh, you did make me eat breakfast actually.
I literally, so like I ate breakfast, but I only had like, I had like an apple with peanut butter and like some dry Cheerios.
Yeah.
And then we drank coffee.
Yeah, I had a couple of Beyond sausage and some fruit. So that was actually okay, but yeah, just like having coffee. Still would have
been like 5 hours.
Yeah, it was we were pretty hungry. But that just meant that by the time we did eat, it was like, oh my god, this is the best meal I've ever had. It was so good. Yeah. And then we split the most decadent piece of cheesecake I've ever had. It was a Godiva chocolate on chocolate on chocolate.
It was so good.
It was so good. And then we did more shopping afterwards. That was our like break from shopping, and then we went across to the plaza we like. Or not, I guess not across, just next to. We just walked
down the street.
Down the street. Went in more stores, and then our friend happened to be at school still. She's a teacher, and she just randomly was like, do you want to ride back? Because we were fully planning on just like getting a lift back. But she gave us a lift of her own. Yeah. She came scooting in her car and picked us up, and then we just came back here for like a minute, and then we have a baseball field near our apartment it's like baseball fields but also like just field, like a lot of grass that people sit on. So the 3 of us sat there at night and we just like played a game, finished a whole can of Pringles.
Yeah, we brought like some snacks. Some seltzer.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good like chill way to cap off the B-day. And then Thursday we just both worked. I had a pretty like intense work day because I was doing a training. I was like leading or helping to lead a training in the morning, not just like participating in it, but like doing it. So that was like nerve-wracking and then tiring to like be done with this big like responsibility. But then Friday, Jess had the day off and I had supposed to be a half day, but I didn't leave until 4. But then we went back to the baseball field, did a little sit.
Yeah, I like got the baseball field is near our laundromat, so I like put my laundry in. We went and sat on the baseball field. I changed my laundry over the dryer. Went back to the baseball field
Until the baseballers kicked us out.
until literally the coach came over and was like, "You're gonna get dinged in the head. Like you're in our outfield."
He was nice.
We were
though.
like,
we
"You
were
know
like,
what?"
we appreciate that he's nice about
Yeah,
it.
and at that point, like my laundry had like just finished in the dryer, and we were like getting hungry for dinner, and we were like, "All right, sayonara."
Time to go. Yeah, so then that was Friday, and then yesterday was the last bit of my birthday extravaganza.
Mm-hmm.
I had requested that we do a summer Salem day
Yes.
for my birthday, because the group of us that went had like a fated day in fall of 2019 where we just thought that we could make it by the skin of our teeth, not book anything, not know where we're going to park, like whatever. And
We really tried it.
we couldn't do anything. Like we got lunch at like this random diner that like wasn't even in the middle of Salem, like the action in Salem.
Deb's
just, like,
Diner.
on the side. And then we like literally could barely walk around Salem. There were so many people. We couldn't do any of the activities because they were all booked.
We were really trying it that day.
Oh man, like parking took forever too. It just like, it's so funny now to think about, but it was such a bust.
Yeah, we were just like all like tired and irritated by the end of the day.
Yeah. So I was like, I'd like to redeem Salem for our friend group.
Yes.
And I was
Redeemed. Consider it redeemed.
I was just really curious to know like what the vibes would be like on like a summer day in Salem.
It was really nice.
And the vibes were immaculate.
Yeah, we went and we got lunch at the Gulu Gulu Cafe.
Gulu gulu.
Which is really nice. It's all like they have like breakfast all day. They have sandwiches, coffee, things like that.
It's
so
like an
our
artsy
kind of place.
Yeah.
And so we all got like sandwiches and coffee, and then we went in some shops.
Bopped around.
I know Marissa bought something. I bought something. Then we walked around. We walked toward the water and got ice cream
At Captain Dusty's.
at Captain Dusty's, and then we sat by like the there was like a small beach portion with some Adirondack chairs.
And the most magical thing happened because people were sitting on the Adirondack chairs as we were approaching them.
And they got up.
And they got up. And
It's
they
like
were
they
all
knew.
open for us. We got
So
to
then we
sit
got to
on
just
them.
like chill by the Adirondack chairs.
It was so nice.
A little girl came up to us and like told us her life story. It was very sweet.
She was very happy about all the rocks she was collecting.
And then we were like, well, the meter's going to be up. Time to head back to good old Bosty. And we did. And then Marissa and I basically played ourselves because we tried to do like what we did in Salem a couple years ago, which was like just stumble on into
Thinking
a place.
we could do whatever we wanted whenever we wanted.
Yeah, we just our other friends like had things to do and we didn't. So after the day. So like we came back to Boston and we were like, want to go like
What
sit
do?
at Barcelona, which is this place we really like that does like tapas and it has like yummy sangria and wine, things like that. We were like, want to just like get a drink and like sit outside and maybe like get a couple little apps. And there was like an hour wait and we were like,
Then we put in our
Nah.
name at the place next door, and then I looked it up, and it was like there wasn't a single thing on the menu that didn't involve fish.
yeah,
And the
we like weren't
cocktails
in a
were
fishy mood.
expensive. I was like, what the heck is this?
Yeah, we really just specifically wanted like Barcelona. Like we wanted
Yeah.
like small plates of
So
like food,
good.
like just like a little snack. Because I don't think either one of us were starving because of. I mean, lunch at that point had been like 5 hours earlier, but we weren't like starving. But we were like, we just kind of want like small plates and then like some sangria or like something refreshing. And that like wasn't happening. And so then we were like, let's just go home.
What a concept.
So we came home.
Yeah. We
just
chilled out.
chatted.
Watched a little Friends.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like something cozy.
It was good. Now we're here. That was our time.
And
That's
now
what you
nothing
missed.
special is ever going to happen to us again.
Oh my gosh.
No, just kidding.
That's what you missed. That's been the last few weeks. That's why we haven't been podcasting. Because we've been doing this thing called life.
I've been busy turning 25 and celebrating it.
Yeah. Let's end off the episode with a recap of how you feel about 25.
Well,
Marissa's been spitting some lines on 25.
So I'll say two things.
Mm-hmm.
One is something I've noticed in myself with turning 25. Because, like, you know, people ask you, like, oh, do you feel older? Do you feel 25?
Yep.
And then I'll also say something that I am, like, hoping, looking ahead for 25.
Let's do it.
So what I've noticed I feel at 25 is definitely a comfort with my sense of self and less of an emphasis on what other people think of me and like how I'm perceived by other people. I was like joking yesterday about how you hear people talk about like their 30s like that, how they're like, I reached this age and I'm like, wow, I really don't care at all what anyone thinks of me. And like I'm starting to like feel that at 25.
Mm-hmm.
And then the main thing that I just keep thinking as like kind of a mantra for 25 and that I like journaled about before I turned 25, because you got to journal about your new age, is just I want to let joy into my life. Just like be open-minded for joy. Don't ever be closed off to it. Just let the joy happen. Let it in. So yeah, that's my hope for 25.
That's good. That's some good stuff. I love
that.
Yeah.
Thank you all for those of you who wished me happy birthday, by the way. And if you didn't, screw you. No, just kidding. No, I knew
that was coming. I was like, let me give her a beat.
I got some like sweet messages and stuff. So I just appreciate everyone who like reached out to me that day. It was nice.
Thanks for wishing bestie Marissa happy birthday.
Auntie Marissa.
Yeah, it's been fun. We're ready to like get back to some eppies.
Summer fun. Hopefully there will be more for us to recap for you about fun things we do this summer.
Hopefully. And that's that on that. But I hope this episode was enjoyable. We always do this. We always like recap.
We hope you don't hate us. We hope you didn't hate this.
Yeah.
We hope you weren't bored.
We hope it was fun. We hope you got something out of it. We hope it was relatable. We hope it was what do you say?
I don't know.
It resonated with you. We hope it
you say that loud.
But we don't care what you think of Marissa now that she's 25.
Yeah, I'm 20. We're both 25 now, and we don't give no Fs.
Yeah, this is fun vibes only.
Yeah.
We started this when we were 24 and 23. Damn. And
oh my God, that's so weird.
And now we don't give a hoot.
I wasn't even 24 when we started this.
No, because you celebrated your 24th birthday. All right. Well, thanks you all. Thank you all for listening. Guys. We will see you next week with a brand new episode. Goodbye.
Bye.